Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're re-diving deep into a topic that's truly one of my biggest passions, ice fishing. There's something magical about stepping out onto a frozen lake, drilling a hole, and connecting with the underwater world in the dead of winter. It's a mix of patience, strategy, and pure raw nature. If you've ever been curious about it, or if you're a seasoned angler looking for some new tips, you've come to the right place. We're going to cover everything from the essential gear to finding the best spots and staying safe and warm. First things first, safety is non-negotiable. Before you even think about setting foot on the ice, you have to be absolutely sure it's thick enough. The general rule is to look for at least 4 inches of clear, solid ice for walking on, and I'd recommend 5 to 6 inches just to be extra cautious. If you plan on bringing a snowmobile or an ATV, you'll need 8 to 12 inches. And for a small car or truck, you're looking at a solid foot or more. Don't just trust a visual check. An ice auger, spud bar, or chisel is your best friend here. Test the ice every few feet as you walk out, especially early in the season or if you're on a new body of water. Another critical piece of safety gear is a pair of ice picks. These are worn around your neck, and if you happen to fall through, they can be a lifesaver, allowing you to grip the ice and pull yourself out. A throw rope and a buddy are also essential. Never go ice fishing alone, especially if you're a beginner. Let someone know where you're going and when you expect to be back. Finally, a life vest or a flotation suit might seem like overkill, but it provides incredible peace of mind and can genuinely save your life in a worst-case scenario. Now, let's get to the fun part, the gear. The heart of your setup is the ice auger. You have 3 main types: manual, electric, and gas-powered. Manual augers are lightweight, quiet, and affordable, perfect for early season ice or if you're only drilling a few holes. Gas augers are the powerhouse option, tearing through thick ice with ease, but they're heavy and noisy. My personal favorite these days is the electric auger. Modern lithium-ion batteries have made them incredibly powerful, fast, and much quieter than gas models. They're a fantastic middle ground. Next up, you'll need a rod and reel. Ice fishing rods are much shorter than your typical open water rods, usually between 24 and 36 inches long. This shorter length gives you better control and sensitivity for detecting those subtle winter bites right over the hole. You'll want to pair it with a small spinning reel spooled with a lightweight line, typically in the 2 to 6 pound test range. Fluorocarbon line is a popular choice because it's nearly invisible underwater and sinks well, which is great for presenting your bait naturally to wary fish. When it comes to lures and bait, the options are endless. Tiny jigs tipped with live bait like waxworms, maggots, or minnows are a classic for a reason. They work. These are fantastic for targeting panfish like perch, crappie, and bluegill. Spoons are another go-to, especially for more aggressive fish like walleye, pike, and trout. Their fluttering, flashing action mimics a wounded baitfish and can trigger some explosive strikes. You can also use tip-ups. These are devices that sit over a hole, and when a fish takes the bait, a flag pops up to signal a bite. This allows you to cover more water and fish multiple holes at once, which is a huge advantage. Finding the right spot on a vast frozen lake can feel like searching for a needle in a haystack. This is where a little bit of homework and technology comes in handy. Before you even leave home, pull up a bathymetric map of the lake. You can often find these online through your state's Department of Natural Resources. Look for underwater structures like points, drop-offs, humps, and weed lines. These are the same places fish hang out in during the summer, and they'll still be there in the winter. Once you're on the ice, a portable fish finder or flasher is an absolute game changer. These sonar devices give you a real-time view of what's happening directly below your hole. You can see the depth, the bottom composition, any structure, and, most importantly, the fish themselves. You can watch your lure go down and see how the fish react to it. Is it attracting them? Are they ignoring it? This instant feedback allows you to adjust your presentation on the fly, switching up jigging cadences, colors, or bets until you find what they want. It turns a guessing game into a precise, strategic hunt. Let's talk about technique. Winter fish have a slower metabolism, so they're often less aggressive. A subtle presentation is usually key. When you're jigging, think small movements. A gentle lift and drop of your rod tip, followed by a pause, is often all it takes. Sometimes, just lightly quivering the bait in place can trigger a bite. Pay close attention to your line or the tip of your rod. Winter bites can be incredibly like just a slight tick or a feeling of added weight. That's why those sensitive, short rods are so important. When you feel that bite, set the hook with a firm but not overly aggressive snap of the wrist. So, where should you start drilling? For panfish like perch and bluegill, I like to start by looking for shallow weed beds or basins, usually in about 10 to 20 feet of water. Drill a series of holes and use your flasher to check each one for signs of life. If you find a school, you can have non-stop action. For walleye, focus on main lake points, sunken islands, and sharp drop-offs. They tend to be most active during low-light periods, so the first hour after sunrise and the last hour before sunset are prime times. For big predators like northern pike and lake trout, setting up tip-ups with large shiners or dead bait along deep structure or breaks can be very effective. Staying comfortable is just as important as finding the fish. If you're cold and miserable, you're not going to last long. Layering your clothing is the secret. Start with a moisture-wicking base layer to pull sweat away from your skin. Add a fleece or wool mid-layer for insulation, and top it all off with a waterproof and windproof outer shell. Insulated, waterproof boots are an absolute must-hold feat, will end your day faster than anything else. Don't forget a warm hat, gloves, and maybe even a neck gaiter. For ultimate comfort, an ice fishing shelter or shanty is the way to go. These range from simple, one-person flip-over models to large hub-style tents that can fit a whole group of friends and a heater. A small propane heater inside a shelter can turn a frigid day into a comfortable, almost room temperature experience. You can sit on a bucket or a small chair, sip a hot drink from a thermos, and watch your flasher in total comfort. It completely changes the game and allows you to stay out and fish effectively for much longer. Another aspect of ice fishing is the sense of community. It's an incredible social activity. You'll see families and groups of friends out on the ice, sharing stories, food, and fishing tips. Don't be afraid to talk to other anglers. Most are happy to share what's working or what's not. It's a shared experience, a celebration of winter and the outdoors. Packing a small grill to cook up some hot dogs or even a fresh-caught perch right there on the ice is one of the simple joys of this sport. Let's quickly recap the essentials. First, prioritize safety. Check ice thickness, bring ice picks, and fish with a buddy. Second, get the right gear, an auger suited to your needs, a short and sensitive rod, and a variety of lures and bets. Third, do your homework. Use maps and a flasher to locate fish on underwater structure. Fourth, refine your technique. Use subtle presentations and pay close attention to light bites. And finally, stay warm and comfortable by layering your clothing and considering an ice shelter. Ice fishing is so much more than just catching fish. It's about solitude and quiet reflection. It's about the thrill of the hunt in a challenging environment. It's about spending quality time with friends and family, creating memories that last a lifetime. There's nothing quite like the sound of the wind on a frozen lake, the excitement of seeing a flag pop on a tip-up, or the satisfaction of pulling a beautiful fish up through the ice. It connects you to the rhythm of the seasons in a way that few other activities can. If you've been on the fence about trying it, I hope this has given you the confidence and the information you need to get started. Start simple, focus on safety, and just get out there and experience it for yourself. You might just find your new winter obsession. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you found this guide helpful. If you have any questions or your own ice fishing tips to share, please drop them in the comments below. I love hearing from you all. Don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe for more fishing content and share this with anyone you think might want to brave the ice. Until next time, stay safe, stay warm, and tight lines.